Yo, what is going on, hooligans? My name's Kurt, and welcome back to some more AP Academy. This week we are taking on a good pal and GOAT of the Draft League community, GrandMaster D.Rey, coach of the San Diego Snugglers. Last week we picked up a nice dub, wait, no, I got my weeks mixed up. Last week we did not pick up a nice dub. We took Fat L against PlatinumHowler, but that's an unlucky. But this week we're taking on good pal D.Rey. He is the fucking GOAT of the community. Please go check him out. He's just so wholesome, and his content is amazing, and he deserves so much more love and views and so much more shit than he actually has. So hopefully he become the next A-Drive-Do. That's all I'm saying. Behind John Jr. of course, but he's like the next he'll be the next Shady Penguin, and John will be the next A-Drive. That's what I'm saying right now. That you can quote me on that, yes sir. We are both 3 and 4 at the moment. And D.Rey seems really scary. This is pretty much a win and have a really good shot at playoffs. Whoever wins this game has a really good chance, has a really good position going into these last 2 weeks before playoffs. So a win against D.Rey would be super huge. I am trying an academy, unlike an NCP. So I do actually want to win because I kind of like my team. I kind of don't like my team, but I kind of like my team. And Academy is obviously a pretty fun league, and there's a lot of cool people in it. So we're going to try our hardest against my boy GrandMaster D.Rey. Also, again, monotone, if you didn't check the NCP video, or if this goes out after the NCP video, I don't know. I'm recording at 6 in the morning because I'm playing an all-nighter, and I'm bored. So, nice. So, D.Rey's team consists of the Dragapult, Excadrill, Milotic, Togekiss, Gigalith, Virizion, Charizard, Crustle, Alolan Persian, Rotom Frost, and Orbeetle. Now, this is a huge relief to me, because this is the 1 week I don't have to worry about sacking to an Ice type. Thankfully, his Ice type is Rotom Frost, which I was genuinely scared of, but it's not as scary as the other Ice types I've been facing, like Mamoswine and Weavile. So, running down my prep for D.Rey, I really wanted to bring a Quiver Dance Blossom, because it honestly went ham against D.Rey with Quiver Dance, Grass Move, Moonblast, and then either Strength Sap or Sludge Bomb to hit Togekiss. It went nuts. But if I did that, I just sacked him on Excadrill. So I had to bring Fizz Def, Blossom, Giga Drain, Strength Sap, Baton Pass, and Moonblast. This thing is just to wall Excadrill. That's all it's here for. And Virizion. Next up we got It's Grim with lefties with T-Wave, Spear Break, Taunt, and Darkest Lariat. This is my Dragapult check. T-Wave to T-Wave, Dragapult, Taunt to stop stuff like my Milotic and Gigalith. Spirit Break to break his Spirit, and Darkest Lariat to do the squish. In prep, I was really thinking that D.Rey was going to bring a support type of Dragapult, whether that be like Will-O-Wisp, Hex, or just Taunt, or something like that. I didn't actually think he would bring like offensive, because I have Grimmsnarl, and Grimmsnarl is like the best check to Dragapult in the game. So I didn't actually think he'd bring anything offensive against me, but I had to prep for it, because it's one of those things where if you don't prep for it, then you lose to it. So next up we got the GOAT himself. We got D.Rey on our team with the White Herb, Unburden, Hitmonlee, with Close Combat, Knockoff, Poison Jab, and Curse. I noticed this, and I'm like, this thing kind of goes ham against D.Rey. Knockoff for the Dragapult, Poison Jab for the Togekiss, and Close Combat for everything else. This thing goes crazy once my Milotic gets chipped and gets some chip on things like Gigalith needs to take a little bit of damage, and Togekiss needs to take some damage, and I need to scout that Dragapult for what it is. But once I do all that, Hitmonlee goes absolutely fucking crazy. Next day we got Mr. DaFrench, our Darmanitan with Choice Scarf, with Flare Blitz, U-Turn, Trick, and Bite. Bite for the Dragapult because it OHKOs, because it's Sheer Force boosted, so that's pretty cool. Flare Blitz because outside of Milotic and Gigalith, it just does a lot of damage, and even to those things, it does a lot. I think to Fizz Def Gigalith, it still does like 25 to 30% almost, so that's pretty cool. Trick for the incoming Gigalith or Milotic, and U-Turn to skedaddle on out of there. Next up we got Diabeat with Cassib Berry, Prism Armor with Photon Geyser, Earthquake, Knockoff, and Stealth Rock. Rocker, but it also can check, or it can take a hit from Dragapult and just knock it. I can knock it off, or I can Photon, depending on what I need to do. Earthquake for the Excadrill. Photon Geyser just kind of spammable against his team, which is really nice. We are physical. And last but not least, we got a Mixed Def Gastrodon with Scald, Earth Power, Recover, and Toxic. This thing helps me check things like Gigalith and what else was on this draft that I was scared of? Charizard to an extent. Another soft Excadrill check, but not really, because it still takes a lot of damage from Excadrill. So I'm not gonna lie, Don't remember this game perfectly, so it'll come back to me, but I don't actually remember what to lead with. I think I lead with Darmanitan, just a U-turn. No, I lead with Togni. I lead with Togni expecting Gigalith, because I can just fire off a Scald, I believe. No, I fire off a Toxic to Toxic him. He's gonna set up rocks. And then, yeah, and then I make the fucking goated play, right? So I know D.Rey. I know how D.Rey thinks. D.Rey is one of them smart peoples. He's like, okay, Togni is a water and a ground type. I'm a rock type. I'm weak to water and ground. So I am going to switch into my Milotic because that would be bad. Because I'm going to die to whatever hit this Gastrodon's going to do. So what do? I'm going to flex on this man. He's going to go into his Virizion, and I'm going to flex by clicking Toxic again, like a fucking man that I am. Okay? You feel me? You actually went Virizion, not Milotic. Shit. But other than that, he went Milotic, big Toxic, and now I'm like, okay, this thing's scary. I'm going to run away now. I believe I go into Blossom. No, I go into Diabeat because I don't want to take too much damage on Blossom before Extra comes in. He clicks Edge and gets a crit, does 31, so that's free. Rocks are now free for me. I believe I click Rock, but I could just knock here. I don't remember. I Photon. Why did I Photon? I don't know. I don't know why I Photoned. Rocks were really free. I don't know. Because 2 didn't kill me. So I don't know why he... Oh, I guess I was fearing Leaf Blade. I don't know. It's early game. I don't really need to overplay. He takes 30 on Excadrill. He's kind of bulky, but he's got some speed. I go into Blossom because, you know, this is literally all that Blossom's here for. Takes 25%. It's free. And now I'm going to Strength Stat my health back because no matter what he goes into, it's free. Get my Strength Stat, go back to full. And now the Dragon Bolt's in. I'm going to go into my Grimmsnarl. And I don't really remember what he does here. I'm going to go hard my Grimmsnarl as he clicks T-Wave. Yeah, so I knew he'd have some sort of supporty move. And now he's going to go into my Milotic, as I believe I just click Paralyzed. I believe I clicked T-Wave there, but I might have clicked Taunt. I don't think I clicked an attacking move there. I get my lefties, he's going to come into this, and he's going to double into Virizion, and I'm Paralyzed again. That time I clicked Taunt, I know that for sure, because I didn't want my Milotic to spam Recover, because then I could just start beating up on it with my Grimmsnarl, because I was Paralyzed. But then he goes into here, he goes into this, and now he's going to have to switch again, but he clicks Focus Blast, and he's just going to drop. And I don't fully get this play. Like, I get he wanted damage on Grimmsnarl, but, like, I don't know why you sacked your Virizion to do it. But it's whatever. Killed him with Spirit Break. He did. And he's going to go into Togekiss, and I Paralyzed again. As I clicked T-Wave so that he couldn't T-Wave spam me, but it is what it is. So now I believe I click it again here. Yep, I click it, and I get it off. And he's going to go for another Air Slash, and I live. I believe I just go for the attack here. No, I'm going to save and go into Gastrodon. I don't know why I saved it. I guess, I don't know. Going to Togni. He's going to go my Milotic, because I think I Toxic. Yeah, I Toxic like a man. Dude, I'm such a man when it comes to Toxic, because I knew that he couldn't do shit to me, and I couldn't do shit to him. So I'm just going to click Toxic, he goes my Milotic, because I'm a fucking man. I didn't lose anything by it. He goes for Toxic of his own and miss. That kind of sucks. I get my 20% with Earth Power. That Toxic Mask is actually going to come into effect here, because my Gastrodon kind of just sits here for a little bit. I'm going to go into Grimmsnarl and just sack it, because I don't need it anymore. He's going to just click Ice Beam, and that's going to die. Now I'm going to go into Blossom. Or no, I'm going to go into Necrozma. And the reason I didn't go into Blossom is because I didn't want to take an Ice Beam. Because, like I said earlier, I don't want to take too much damage on Blossom, because if I do get too low, I still die to Excadrill. So I need to stay as healthy as possible. So I'm going to Necrozma to put some pressure onto Milotic. He's going to go into Gigalith. I believe I just Photon here. No, I knock to get rid of Milotic's lefties. He Smooth Rock on Gigalith. I think I set my rocks here. Yeah, I get my late game rocks. As he's going to EQ and kill me off, that's fine. And now I'm going to go back to my Gastrodon, because he can't do shit to me. And I'm just going to start clicking buttons. I'm going to click Earth Power on the Milotic switch. He just stays in. And he goes for Rest. And I'm like, okay, so your Rest, EQ, Stealth Rock. What the fuck? So now I'm just going to click... I click Earth Power again. I had a feeling he'd go into Togekiss, but I didn't lose anything by it. He goes into Togekiss here. And this is where the Toxicness is going to start mattering, because I don't really have a Flying Resist right now. So he's going to Air Slash and flinch me. So I'm kind of just like hoping I can stall out time with Gastrodon. I don't really know what I'm going for here, other than a Para. Air Slash, and I break through, which is huge. So now I'm at full, so I believe I go for a Scald here to try and get some damage. But I think he flinches me again. Yep. Kind of just stalling time, I think, is what I'm going for here. But this is where the Toxic would have been huge. He misses Air Slash, which is big, and I click Recover expecting him to hit it. So that's an unlucky for me, I guess. He's going to click Air Slash, and I flinch again. And by now Gastron would be totally dead to the Toxic. And I flinch again. And I'm like, okay, well, this is annoying. And then he gets paralyzed on my Recover. And I'm not trying to stall him out per se, but I'm really trying to just get myself in a position to get damage. He's going to go into my Milotic, and I'm going to click Scald, and I do some damage. And he is going to get chipped. He's going to Toxic here, and I'm going to Earth Power. And I did this for a reason. I got Toxic because I didn't want anything else on my team to get Toxic, but also the Earth Power chip forced him into Recover next turn. So the Recover next turn gives me an aggressive switch into my Blossom or my Hitmonlee, because right now, looking at it, he's not Scarf T-Wave with his Dragapult. I refuse to believe that. So the only way he can actually beat my Hitmonlee is if he respected Hitmonlee in prep, or if he gets a burn with my Milotic. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go aggro Hitmonlee on the Recover, and he's going to Recover. And now I'm putting it all on the table. I'm risking, if I don't get Scald burned, then I kind of just win the game here. He's going to go for Scald, and I'm going to set up Curse, pop my White Herb, get all that. He's going to go for Scald. And I'm actually not going to get burned because D.Rey's the fucking GOAT. So now we're +1/+1 with our Burden. He didn't burn me, so now the only way he wins is if he is Adamant, Excadrill, and I believe it's a Roll with sand and everything. That's the only way he can win here. Is if he's Adamant, Excadrill, but even then he has to sack his Milotic and his Gigalith, and he has to risk a Roll with his Excadrill. That's the only way he can win here. I go for close combat, and I kill the Milotic. Huge. So now it's no longer a Roll. My Milotic wasn't, believe it or not, I don't think I actually could have killed it with anything else because it was Toxic. So I had to click close combat there. So now if he goes Excadrill, he could kill me. But he goes into Togekiss because I don't think he knows that Hitmonlee gets Poison Jab. Especially with that Rocks damage, he's going to drop Poison Jab, which is huge for me. So now I'm like, okay. And then he's going to go into this. And I'm like, this is not the thing you're supposed to sack because I get knockoff. So now he knows my full set, but he doesn't beat my set now. So the only way he wins now is if he respected Hitmonlee in prep with his Excadrill, knocked out Gigalith, but even if he respected that, I have Blossom, which beats Excadrill 1v1 once I get a Strength Sap off. So we pretty much secured the game here, and he didn't respect Hitmonlee in prep, which is the best part about this whole thing. So, bold Skull play was bold, but it won us the game. If we got burned there, that would have been a huge problem, but I think it would have just been a really stally game between Blossom and Milotic and Excadrill. Because looking at his team, once the Togekiss went down, he really didn't break Blossom. Because if I remember correctly, he didn't actually have, I think he had Hex on his Dragapult, which would have been an issue, but that would have let Darmanitan in for free. I don't know. It would have been a very different game if he burned me with that Scald, or if he landed the Toxic. So I did get a little bit lucky against D.Rey, but the late game Hitmonlee really did help clean up the game. So with that, we move up to 4-4. Unfortunately, D.Rey is now 3-5, but hopefully D.Rey can make that late game run for the playoff spot. I'm really rooting for him because that's my guy. But we are currently 4-4, and we're in a great spot going into next week. Next week, we play MattOshea. He's a really good player and a really good pal of the community, so I'm really excited for that one. But with that, I'm going to head out of here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.